Okay, welcome to the briefing for stage 2 of Tour Transalp 2026. It's the Queen stage with 135 kilometers to go and 3,300 meters to climb. Beautiful stage, very challenging, but even as beautiful as challenging. The most perfect passes of the Dolomites to pass on that trip to Falcade. We started Sillian, go out of Austria, pass a railroad crossing in Italy at kilometer 6, and after that railroad crossing we start the race towards Inischen and Toblach. Climbing up easily to the Passo Cima Banche, where the descent to Cortina d'Ampezzo begins at kilometer 30-35 approximately. Be a bit careful on that road towards Cortina at kilometer 39. It's very winding, a lot of curves on that road towards Cortina d'Ampezzo. At kilometer 47 we reach Cortina d'Ampezzo. We pass a very small road through the city of Cortina, so be careful passing Cortina d'Ampezzo to the lowest point where the climb towards Passo Ciao begins. We pass our first feeding zone at kilometer 55 and climb up to the highest point of this year's Transalp, to the Passo Ciao, on an elevation of 2,237 meters. The descent to Selva di Cadore is a beautiful descent, but pay respect, it might be quite fast. Cool curves, good road going down, nice riding fun towards Selva di Cadore, but be careful going down on that longer descent. Then we climb a very spectacular pass, the Passo Staulanza, where we have our second feeding zone at kilometer 83, followed by a quite fast descent on a good road, broad road towards Dont at kilometer 97. Pay a little bit respect to that descent because we're passing some towns on that descent to the lowest point at Dont. From there at kilometer 97, the last climb to our timekeeping to Passo Duran begins at kilometer 104. At the top of Passo Duran we have the timekeeping, and the stage will be officially over at kilometer 104. Be careful even when it's not a race anymore, going down to Agodo, a very small, bit tricky road to Agodo, where we have a water point at kilometer 117, and then we're climbing up to an elevation of over more than 1,000 meters to Falcade, where the finish line of that stage will be. The traffic rules apply on every meter of that stage. Pay respect to the traffic rules, and the start for the stage will be at 9 o'clock. Good luck.